Welcome to Relaxed Reddit Readings. Today we have 4 Reddit stories for you. These Reddit stories will make you question your own friendships. Story 1. My friends snooped through my private photos, now they're mad I changed my password. So my friend just completely violated my privacy and somehow I'm the bad guy here. Let me explain this situation because I'm honestly questioning my own sanity right now. I have this close friend who comes over to hang out at my place a few times a week. We'll call her Sarah. Now I keep my iPad on my coffee table because I use it for drawing and reading, and I never bothered putting a passcode on it because hey, I live alone and didn't think I needed one. A few nights ago Sarah's over and I go into the kitchen to make us some snacks. When I come back into the living room, I see her quickly swiping out of some app on my iPad. At first I didn't say anything because I didn't want to assume the worst, you know. But later that night after she left, I checked my recently used apps and sure enough, she'd been going through my photo gallery. And I mean really going through it. She'd scrolled back months and months through personal pictures, some pretty private stuff I definitely wouldn't have shown her. I felt so violated and honestly kind of sick to my stomach. The next day I confronted her about it. I asked her straight up why she was looking through my photos. Her response. She got all defensive and said she was just curious and that I shouldn't leave my iPad unlocked if I don't want people looking at it. Can you believe that? She actually tried to make it my fault for trusting her. She said I was overreacting and that friends should be able to look at each other's stuff anyway. That's when I knew I had to put a passcode on my iPad. So I did. Well, apparently that really ticked her off because now she's saying I don't trust her and that I'm being dramatic about the whole thing. She's been giving me the cold shoulder and even told some of our mutual friends that I'm being paranoid and controlling. Some of them are actually taking her side, saying that putting a passcode on my device is like saying I don't trust any of my friends. But here's the thing, I don't think I'm being unreasonable at all. Those were my private photos, some of them pretty personal, and she had absolutely no right to go through them without asking. It's not like she accidentally opened the wrong app. She deliberately scrolled through months of my personal pictures while I was in the other room. That's a serious violation of trust in my book. Now I'm second-guessing myself because she's making such a big deal about the passcode. Part of me wonders if I should have just talked to her about boundaries instead of immediately putting a lock on my device. But another part of me thinks that someone who would snoop through my private photos isn't someone I can trust with unrestricted access to my personal devices. Am I really being paranoid here, or is protecting my privacy after someone violated it actually the reasonable thing to do? If you're enjoying these stories, hit that like button and let me know in the comments which story you relate to the most. Story 2. I told my best friend why all her relationships fail, she's not speaking to me. I just destroyed my oldest friendship with one brutal honest moment and I don't know if I can take it back. So I've been best friends with this girl since primary school. We're both 18 now and she's always been the complete opposite of me. She's outgoing, confident, gets tons of attention from guys, while I'm painfully average and have never even been in a relationship. Here's the thing though, she goes through boyfriends like they're disposable. She'll be head over heels for some guy, they'll date for a few weeks or maybe a couple months, then boom, it's over and she's absolutely devastated every single time. And every single time, I'm the one picking up the pieces, letting her cry on my shoulder, telling her it'll be okay. But I've started noticing a pattern, and it's not pretty. She becomes completely obsessed with whoever she's dating. Like scary obsessed. She'll drop everything for them, cancel plans with friends, change her entire personality to match what she thinks they want. Then she gets super possessive and jealous. I've watched her go through guys' phones, show up at their work unannounced, freak out if they don't text back within minutes. It's honestly exhausting to watch, but I never said anything because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. Last week she came over sobbing because her latest boyfriend broke up with her. She was going on and on about how all men are trash and how she's cursed to be alone forever. She asked me why this keeps happening to her, what's wrong with her that guys keep leaving. And that's when I snapped. I couldn't take it anymore. I looked her straight in the eye and said I can tell exactly why all her relationships fail. I told her that she becomes way too intense way too fast, that she loses herself completely in every relationship, and that her possessiveness and jealousy pushes guys away. I said she needs to work on herself before getting into another relationship because this pattern is just going to keep repeating. The look on her face was like I'd physically slapped her. She went completely silent for a few seconds, then just grabbed her stuff and left without saying a word. That was a week ago and she hasn't spoken to me since. She's blocked me on everything, social media, text, even got our mutual friends to stop talking to me. I keep going back and forth between feeling guilty for hurting her and feeling like she needed to hear the truth. On one hand, she literally asked me what was wrong and I gave her an honest answer. She's been repeating the same destructive patterns for years and someone had to tell her. But on the other hand, I've never been in a relationship so maybe I have no right to judge. Maybe I was just jealous that she gets attention from guys and I don't. Maybe I should have been more gentle about it or found a kinder way to bring it up. The worst part is I miss her so much. She's been my best friend for 10 years and now she won't even look at me. Was I wrong to finally tell her the truth about why her relationships keep failing? Story 3. I'm about to become an uncle but I can't be happy about it, here's why. I'm about to tell you something that makes me sound like a terrible person, but I need to get this off my chest. My wife's brother just announced that his girlfriend is pregnant, and instead of being happy for them, I'm absolutely devastated. And the worst part? I have to pretend to be thrilled. Let me give you some context. My wife is 38 and her brother is 34. He's clearly the golden child of the family, can do no wrong, though I'll admit he's actually a really good guy. He's got a lovely girlfriend and they moved in together last year. Everything's been going great for them. Here's where it gets complicated. My wife and I have been trying to have kids for years. We had all these plans, talked about names, imagined our future family. Then 4 years ago, my wife was diagnosed with cancer. The good news is she's now in complete remission and her health is great. The devastating news is that the treatments have made it impossible for us to even try to conceive. And given her age now, it basically means we'll probably never have biological children. A month ago, her brother calls us with this big announcement. His girlfriend is pregnant and they're over the moon. My wife immediately started crying with joy, telling them how excited she was to become an aunt. Everyone was celebrating and congratulating them. And there I was, standing in our living room, feeling like my heart was being ripped out of my chest. Don't get me wrong, I genuinely want them to be happy. They're good people who will make wonderful parents. But watching my wife's face light up talking about becoming an aunt, seeing how excited she was about baby clothes and cribs and all the things we'll never get to experience ourselves, it was torture. The family has been talking non-stop about the pregnancy ever since. Every family gathering is now about baby names and nursery themes and birth plans. My wife throws herself into it completely, already planning to be the best aunt ever. She's bought baby clothes, researched the best strollers, started knitting blankets. And I just sit there feeling bitter and resentful, which makes me hate myself even more. The thing that really gets to me is that they didn't even have to try. It just happened for them, this thing that we've wanted so desperately and can never have. I know that's not their fault and I know life isn't fair, but it doesn't make it hurt any less. I've been putting on this fake smile, congratulating them, acting excited about becoming an uncle. But inside I'm grieving all over again for the children we'll never have. My wife doesn't know how I really feel because I don't want to ruin this for her. She deserves to be excited about becoming an aunt without worrying about my feelings. But I'm struggling so hard with this and I don't know how to process these emotions. Does this make me a horrible person? Should I be able to put aside my own pain and just be genuinely happy for them? Story 4. My friend charged me for walking my own dog, you won't believe what happened next. Okay, this story is going to sound absolutely insane, but I promise I'm not making this up. So I'm a 19-year-old guy in college and I have these two friends who are also 19. They love my dog and they're always asking to walk her around my apartment complex. Honestly, it's been great because it's like having free dog sitters, you know. They enjoy it, my dog gets exercise, everybody wins. Or so I thought. A few days ago, one of my friends, let's call her Sarah, took my dog on a walk like usual. Everything seemed totally normal when they got back. My dog was happy, Sarah seemed fine, we hung out for a bit, then she went home. No big deal. Well, 2 days later I get this phone call that completely blindsided me. Sarah's on the other end asking me when I'm going to pay her for walking my dog. I literally thought she was joking at first. I was like, what do you mean pay you? You asked to walk her, remember? That's when Sarah hits me with this bombshell. She tells me that she looked up professional dog walking rates online and apparently dog walkers charge between $15 to $25 per walk in our area. She decided that since she walked my dog, I owe her $20. I'm sitting there with my mouth hanging open because I cannot believe what I'm hearing. I tried to explain to her that she volunteered to walk my dog, that she actually enjoys doing it, and that I never asked her to provide a professional service. But Sarah wasn't having any of it. She kept insisting that dog walking is a job and that I should pay her for her time regardless of whether I asked for it or not. Then she really crossed the line. She told me that if I don't pay her the $20, she's going to report me to our college for taking advantage of students and making them work for free. She actually threatened to file some kind of complaint about labor violations. At this point I'm getting pretty annoyed because this is absolutely ridiculous. I told her that she's being unreasonable and that you can't just decide to charge someone after the fact for something they volunteered to do. I reminded her that she's been walking my dog for months because she enjoys it, not because it's her job. But Sarah doubled down and said that just because she enjoyed it doesn't mean her time isn't valuable. She argued that she could have been doing other things with that time and that I should compensate her for the opportunity cost. I ended up telling her that I'm not paying her a single cent and that if she wants to make money as a dog walker, she should advertise her services and find actual clients instead of trying to retroactively charge her friends. Now she's telling everyone in our friend group that I'm cheap and that I'm taking advantage of people's kindness. Some of our friends are actually taking her side, saying that maybe I should just pay her to keep the peace. But I think that's completely insane. You can't just volunteer to do something for months and then suddenly decide you want to be paid for it. Am I crazy here, or is my friend completely out of line for trying to charge me $20 for voluntarily walking my own dog? If you enjoyed these stories, drop a comment telling me which one was your favorite. And if you want more relaxed Reddit readings, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, like, comment and subscribe for more relaxed Reddit readings.